Hi everyone and welcome to my live video here on Thanksgiving Day. Welcome.
Hi everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving. Of course, I have my volume up high. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope you were able to make it here live. I know there's a lot of us on our own today or not having a big family gathering, and my husband and I are just kind of relaxing. We do have a a turkey cooking. Because our plan is we're going to make a big old pot of some vegetable soup and turkey soup and freeze a bunch of it. So that's our plan today. And so I decided he's working on a project himself. And so I said, well, I'm going to be coming in and working on some stuff too. And while our turkey is smoking. So I say hi if you're here. I'd love to hear from you. And we're going to do a really fun project today. We're going to do like a card kit type thing. We're going to do some cards. So let me show you one of the cards that I did. This is the new Floating and Fluttering stamp set. I was requested to do something new out of the upcoming mini catalog. So I have this, but I also have, I did 3 of them. So here's the one that you saw. Let me fix my light a little bit. So here's the one that you saw that we're doing, that I previously did. And then I did a couple here. This one I went ahead and added a little bow, some natural twine. And then this one is just a card to say hello. So I used several different sentiment sets that I'll share with you. So we're going to create another card, and then we're going to create a paper pumpkin mini box. So we're going to do that because they fit perfectly in the box. So we're going to come up with an idea for that too. And so let's go ahead and get busy and get started. I hope everybody's having a great Thanksgiving. I hope you're nice and full. Hi, Gianna. Welcome and thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. We're just kind of relaxing. We don't have the kids here. They're all away, but we're going to see some at Christmas. And we just saw some a few months ago. So that's kind of our plan. So what I'm going to use is the Floating and Fluttering, and this is a new set. There's a lot of really neat ideas with this. And then here's the die set. So I'm going to share some different things about this set that I think is really cool. And then I just grabbed a bunch of sentiments from our new set. I'm going to show you a trick to use this. And then I thought I was going to look at these sentiments. This one, just a hello, is from here. Thank you for your kindness is from this one, the Dragonfly Garden. And then may good things grow all year long is also from this one. So we're going to show you, I think we're going to use something out of here, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Kind of a different way to use that. But let's get started on our butterflies first. I have a bunch of stamps on blocks already. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the large stamp, which is all the butterflies. Carol, I saw your message on my post on my page, and that I will be doing on Tuesday. So join me on Tuesday and we'll do that on Tuesday. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use my piercing mat because we are using the polymer. And I am going to take my memento. Oh, look, you guys, look what came in today. Wait, where did I put it? Yesterday. Yay, oh, wrong one. My memento re-inker came in. Oh, I put it someplace safe. Right? Oh, here it is. Right here, same kind of bottle. There we go. So I brought this in. I got that, so I was able to ink up my pad. I'm so happy. Hi, Barbara. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. All right, so we're just going to ink this up nice and good with my brand new inked pad. Yay! I'm going to do it here at the bottom. I'm just going to... Now this would also be a good set to use your Stamparatus. I'm going to show you some different things, so I'm not going to use the Stamparatus. The only thing I don't like about using it with this set is everything is so close. So you would really have to move everything around to just get it so. Now I'm going to be stamping over. I kind of changed up my camera, so I'm hoping my head's not going to get in the way this time. I think I finally got a good angle, but I am going to bring you in a little bit. I'm going to switch cameras for a second. That looks blurry to me. I'm going to make sure that's not blurry to you guys. Is that blurry or is that just me? Let's see. Hopefully that's not blurry to you guys. Okay, so we're going to get started. Let's get the large butterfly first. So I'm going to be using my daubers, and I'm going to use Daffodil Delight and Poppy Parade. So the Poppy is the one I'm going to be using the dauber on. Yeah, Jana, I don't know why it's blurry. Kind of weird. Let me just make sure I don't have my focus thing. I took it off. Huh. Yeah, I don't know why it's blurry today. Wow, Carol, that is very fast. They delivered to you today? I heard somebody else say that mail packages were being delivered today. So then I'm going to take my Poppy. I hope this isn't too blurry, you guys. I don't know why it's blurry all of a sudden. I didn't change any settings. And then I'm just going to take my dauber and kind of just go around the outside. So I just get a little bit of a different color. You want to use your dauber because that you get less harsh marks that way. Okay, I'm going to try not to get my head in the way and still see if you guys could see this okay. All right, and then just stamp it. Oh, gotcha. Nice. All right, so there's our first stamp. So see how pretty that is? I don't know why it's blurry. That's so weird. I didn't change any settings. I don't know. Kind of odd. All right, so then we're going to go and we're just going to pull in our next one, which I'm going to do our little half butterfly here. And so as you can see on some of these cards, I kind of kept that butterfly. This one's a little more yellow. And then, but I think what I'm going to do is add a little of the Poppy Parade again, just around the outside. I'm not even going to re-ink my dauber because it has plenty. And I'm just going to kind of trying to wing this so I don't get my head in your guys' way. All right. So that just looks like another one. Look how pretty those look. Thank you, Jana. Hi, Norma. Welcome. Happy Thanksgiving. All right. So there's that one. So now I'm going to change up the third one. And I want all the butterflies to somewhat look the same because I'm going to make this a gift set. And we're going to create that box. So now what I did is I'm going to move over to the Granny Apple Green. And that is the color I do for the leaves also. But I'm going to show you a little trick on that. So I'm going to put the Poppy Parade back in. And I'm going to use a little peacock, pretty peacock also. So my pretty peacock is right here. So I have my dauber for that. I'm going to bring in this smaller butterfly now for this one here. I'm going to get it Granny Apple Green. Again, pretty peacock. And I'm just going to go on the edges. I think on some of these I went a little more in the middle. but I just want to get on the, mostly on the edges, just to add a little bit of color. I did the Daffodil Delight on the other one. All right, so there's my peacock. So we're just gonna kind of go in here. And so you see, if I had this on the Stamparatus, oh, that's okay, Bonnie. Hi, Tashana. No problem. We're just starting. We're going to create a little gift card set with a box. I've done 3 of the cards, so we're working on the 4th one. I did 3 ahead of time, so I could just show you some different alternatives. Now we're going to do our leaves. So again, I'm just going to use the Granny Apple Green. And I'm just going to come in without trying to stick my head in the way. And again here, now this is all one stamp, remember. Now the thing I do want to show you on the dies is, for example, if you just wanted to pop another butterfly on top of this one, you could, and you could do these all individual. If you look here, you have 2 dies. So if we were to have stamped 2 of these, we could stamp 2 out at a time. But if you also want to just do the stamps individually, you could, but you're stamping them all at one time because it's one big stamp, okay? So if you look, here is one big stamp, and then you have all the layers that go up on top of it, okay? So you could stamp multiples, and let's just say you don't want anything there except the large one. You could just pull that large die in, cut the large one, and be done. But my thing is, why would you do that? So I'm going to show you, if you just continue on, we're going to do the leaves over here also. Okay, now my head probably will get in the way. I can't see it over here. All right, so you want to do those. Now you do have a little green leaf right here. So I'm going to take the hair off of it, and then we're going to, there we go. We're going to do this in Memento. Hey Debbie, welcome and happy Thanksgiving. So what I like to do is I just like to do just several of them, just kind of put them on there, kind of get an idea of what you want to do. So we're just going to do 5, and you can tell I still have a hair on there on my paper here, but that's okay. All right, now we're getting rid of that. We're keeping the Granny Apple because we want to keep the colors the same. Hi, Arlene. I hope you guys all had a fantastic Thanksgiving. We're just really relaxed here. My husband has this woodworking project he wanted to do, and I said, oh gosh, okay, go right ahead. So I already told him I was going to be in here. All right, so I'm going to take the green, and I'm not going to do that one because it's kind of too dark and has a hair on it. And then I stamp off and then do one. So that way it's looking like you're putting some different leaves on. It gives you a little bit of a variety. So I'm just going to stamp that off. And then I'm going to do another one dark. Okay, so it just kind of gives you an idea. Oh, I didn't get the tip of that one, but that's okay. I don't want to mess it up either. So it kind of just gives you a different idea of your different images there. You know what? I'm going to wipe my lens off. I don't know why this is, but I was messing with my camera. So hold on there. Maybe that's why it was blurry, I'm hoping. No, it still looks blurry. I don't know why, you guys. That's really weird. Okay. I'm afraid if I unplug the camera and plug it back in to kind of reboot it, I'll lose you. So we're just going to muddle through, I think. It's not that bad, but it's not as crisp as I would like it. I don't know why. All right, so now what we're going to do, so like I said, if you were to have stamped 2 of these, if you're doing a bulk order or whatever, and or bulk cards, and you wanted to make a lot, you definitely could. But this die goes straight down. So yes, you could stamp and just get the one image that you want, like if you just wanted the large butterfly. But for me, I'm like, why not do the whole thing at one time and have extras. All right, so now we're going to take our little leaf and we'll put that on there too. And I have a bunch made, but I'll just show you. So we're just going to make our little leaf right there. I'm going to add, now what I like to do if I'm going to cut out a lot of leaves is I take my repositionable tape and I make it just long enough to go over. That way I can hold on to both sides and just kind of position the tape where I want it and lay it down. So I am going to bring in my machine. I'm going to move these out of the way. I know now the camera's up close and for coloring and stuff, and I'm going to bring in this big machine. Sorry. All right, so let's, you can tell I've been die cutting a lot, right? I've been working on my Christmas cards. I have all my pieces done. I just have to put them together. Let me move that. So that's a good thing. And then I have an order of 100 Christmas cards, and so I'm working on that. And yeah, I have little pieces of stuff everywhere trying to get these projects done. So it's been kind of crazy. All right, there we go. All right, so now watch this. So now you can pick this die up. Well, what I like to do with the little one, I keep my tape on there. I just poke a hole, and then that's the same hole I'm going to use every time when I pull off these little leaves. And then what I do is I pick this up, and then I move it over where I want it, and then I put it down, and then I continue cutting. So you're kind of just using that tape as a handle. All right, so I'm going to take this off so I don't lose my, I have some extras made. I don't think I need to cut those out. So we'll just put this back on. Now this one, I keep my tape over by my machine. Now you could just cut this out and it comes out like this. So if you, I mean, you're not going to want it like this because your leaves are just laying there. Because at first I was like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. And then I'm like, well, why would I randomly want leaves just laying there? So you really don't want to use it like this on a project. But when you cut it out like this, I'm looking for my scissors. I worked on a project last night. Oh, here they are. They're in my project from last night, my scissors. This is what I did last night. I took all of these and I put them together. There's 100. Isn't that crazy? Okay. So that's where my scissors are. All right. So now what I did is this is all done. It's all colored. And now I'm just going to kind of follow it around and make it individual pieces. It's super simple. I just kind of do a little curve just like the rest of this is. If you notice, it's got little curves around the edges, and that's what I'm doing is I'm cutting with the little edges. And so I'm going to go down here, same thing. I'm going to curve around the bottom. So just kind of go like it's not even, wasn't even a part of another piece. All right, and then you're going to do this right here. All right, so there's your butterfly. I always do it like this so you can see this side. So there's your second one. Jane, happy Thanksgiving. Welcome. All right, so your leaves are going to be tucked in. I'm not too worried about those, except when you cut this butterfly off right here, you're going to have to trim. It's like a little flat spot right there. So I just kind of trim it a little bit just to make it not have that rough edge. So just trim all these off. Again, now you have all these pieces done in one die cut, which is really nice. All right, we're going to go, and now our butterfly. I go along the butterfly first, so just kind of go along like it looks like the die is on the other side. I cut this one a little close, but that's okay. All right, so there's that one. Oops, here's a leaf side where the leaf was. So just trim them up a little bit is all. But for me, even if I wanted just the large one, I would do this. I would do the whole thing. Like in my stamp set, you're going to notice that I have other items in there that I've done before, and I just have extras. Okay. And you know what I forgot to do is stamp the gold on, but we're going to do that. We'll just do that individually. Normally I do that before. But this time apparently I'm going to do it after, which is not a big deal. We're going to bring our mat back in. We'll do this one first, then this one, and then this one. Super simple. All right. All right. Who had pumpkin pie? I'm envious. I did not have. We don't have pie. We try to do keto as much as we can, but for Christmas we're going all out. So I said, you know what? I'm good not doing it for Thanksgiving because we're kids. We're going to have kids and my granddaughter and everybody here, and that's the time I'm going to cheat like crazy, and we will have our pumpkin pie and all the goodies. All right, so I have my paper here, and I'm going to use gold. I'm going to bring my Versamark in, and I already have my images here. So here's the large one, and I just kind of go along the bottom and then in the center, just kind of eyeball it. So there's the one. All right, and then the next one is going to be this little skinny guy. Oh, yum, Jana, that sounds good. All right. You can hear that banging. My husband's out working on something with his wood. And our new neighbor came over, so I walked out there. Dog was barking out the window, so I went to tell him I'm starting my video, and my new neighbor's out there. Oh, hi, blah, blah, blah. We're like, oh, okay. We need to, which was nice. I don't know what he was doing out there, but, and I really don't think I need that paper because I can just slide it in here like this. All right, so there's one. I'm going to pick this one up, and I'm just going to slide it in. Put that on top. There's another one. And then this one's just in the middle on the bottom. There we go. Ooh, pumpkin cake. That sounds yummy. All right, so I'm just going to emboss these really quick. I like to do it from the bottom for the most part. Certain projects I'll try to do on the top. It just depends, but I really like doing it from the bottom. Alright, so there's the one. I like using tweezers, especially on smaller projects like this. Now, had I not cut this apart already, I would probably just hold the corner, but these are so small, I don't want to burn my fingers. I always think that my dip powder on my nails are gonna melt. Luckily they're my real nails, but the powder would just melt from my heat gun, and I don't want that. That just sounds painful. So I actually went online yesterday. Okay, this one got a little messy. I didn't blow it off earlier, but that's okay. So I went on and I bought some, oops, one more spot there, some more paper pumpkin boxes, because these little mini boxes, I've done a video and I've done a class for, oh, my daughter's calling, and I've done a class for boxes to do your little card kits in and your note cards and things. Well, it kind of makes sense just to get the paper pumpkin boxes. I mean, you get, I don't remember how many in a package. I want to say 10 for like $7.50. And so it just makes sense to get those. They're already done. You can decorate them and done. All right, so there are our flowers. I mean our butterflies with our gold. All right. Okay, my daughter keeps calling me. Let me message her really quick. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, so. Okay. Gotta get your comments back. Here we are. Okay. So we've got that in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a card from our note card set. And we're going to create a background. And this is a super fun and simple way. So what I did is I took some tape, just some removable, positionable tape. So just kind of figure out where your crease is there. And I'm just gonna, I can't see, I got a glare. Let me pull it closer to me here for a sec. All right, so there we go. And now I'm just gonna lay it down. And now I'm gonna take one of our dies. We're gonna bring one of our dies in, and we're gonna bring in this beautiful new blending tool, which I'm loving. I already told you before, I have 2 other brands, and this one is by far better. And I think it's funny because, you know, the quality of Stampin' Up! Is so good. And sometimes I think, oh, I've got blending brushes. They're all color coordinated and whatever already. They'll be fine. These are so much better. I like the handle. It's thicker. And I already told you all that. But it's just, for me, it's just a little more sturdy, I guess. And I like to keep my finger on the front, on the top. Now, remember our images are going to be pretty much in the middle, so I want to make sure that you can kind of tell that it's a butterfly in the background. So I'm just going to do this, and that's a butterfly, and then I'm going to move it. And then I'm going to move probably this over here. And I don't care that the leaves show. You're not going to be able to tell what they are. But just on some parts, you are going to be able to tell that it's a butterfly. So I just am kind of doing that on the outside. Okay, our paper is being held by this, so that's good. Oh, Linda, I'm glad you made it. Happy Thanksgiving. You know, I meant to tell you last time is I went on vacation I think 3 years ago to Philadelphia, and I had an amazing time. We went to Boston, we went to DC, New York, and oh my gosh, I absolutely loved it. All right, so again, and I'm going to do the small one down here. Like I said, you can't really tell what it is, but some I did dark, some I did light. I think I'm going to do this one a little darker again, just to kind of even tone the dark out a little. And you don't want to push really hard. I'm just kind of pushing just as a guide, not hard. The more you go, the darker it's going to get, and that's going to be a fun image. And I think that's enough. It does not have to be corner to corner or anything like that. So I have always said, just take this, put it on a paper towel. I don't have a paper towel. I do have an extra, like a tissue here that I brought. And I mean, see how light that is? I mean, you don't even tell, really. There's just a little bit on there. So I'm going to go sideways and get it a little bit darker off. I mean, that is not a lot. So these work really, really great. But I like the idea to do the yellow. So I would use Bumblebee, Crushed Curry, so Saffron. I would use all the yellows with this. So that's how I'm going to do it. That's how I've noticed it worked really well with the other ones that I have. They just clean up really nicely. All right, so now we have our background for our card. Just to kind of fill it in. Just so it's not all white, stark white. I wanted something a little bit different. Okay, now my daughter's calling me again. I don't think I think it might be my granddaughter. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure it's not an emergency. Hold on one quick sec. Hi, Addison. Can I call you later? Because I'm in the middle of a video. Okay. Okay. Say hi to everybody. What? Yeah, it is. It's 2:30. All right. Love you. Happy Thanksgiving, sweetie. Bye. Sorry, they called like 6 times, and I thought, oh, it might be an emergency. So I just wanted to quickly take it. Sorry about that. All right. Let's get back here. Okay. So sorry. All right. So let's do this. And we're going to close this up. That was my granddaughter. They're with some friends. They're doing some friends. They're having a Thanksgiving, but she called like 4 or 5 times, and I messaged and said on video, but I think my granddaughter had the phone in the car. So, all right. So here we go. Now, what I want to do is I want to create a label. So I'm going to take another piece of paper, and this label here, we are going to bring our mat back in because it's polymer, and we are going to use this label here. Right, Linda? I messaged my son and my daughter, and I said, doing a video at 2 because I know it's Thanksgiving. They probably didn't think I'd be doing one. And my son was like, okay, no problem. We're, cooking, and we'll talk to you tonight. And then my daughter, she didn't answer because I know she's at friends. So I left her a message and said, but I think my granddaughter grabbed the phone while they're in the car to call me. And so she didn't obviously know there was a message. But anyway, I'm glad everything was okay and they're just in the car. All right, so now we're going to bring gold back in. So I just did the image here. And my granddaughter joined me, I don't know, back in July, I think they were here and did a video with me. That was kind of fun. You never know what to expect with the 5-year-old, but it was fun. She had a blast. She thought it was the best thing because she likes to watch her little family videos or whatever they are online on YouTube and for kids. And so when she found out that, she calls me Ani. So when she found out that Ani was on YouTube, she just thought that was the coolest thing. So she joined me in the video. Oh yeah, they love those little videos on there. And now she's in kindergarten, so she's all about learning and reading. She's learning to read, so now she likes those kinds of programs. And I was surprised in their school they have she's not in school anymore. Oh, Norma, go enjoy your dinner. Have fun. Thank you. So she just loves all this learning stuff, and their school gives these kindergartners iPads. And now, of course, they're learning from home. So she got every day at school. She's from like 8:30 to 9:15, and then 11 to 12, and then 1:30 to 3:30 or whatever. And they have all these little sessions that they do that I just thought was pretty cool, that she does all her stuff there, and then she records herself while she reads. And I can't even imagine being a teacher. I give these teachers credit. I also couldn't imagine being a parent at home right now teaching kids. That's rough. So, all right. So now I'm just going to cut this out really quick. All right, so now we have our label. And then again, what I did is, you can tell on the cards, I'll show you the cards again in just a second, that we shaded the cards, the sentiment part. And we're going to do this one in black because I did 2 of them in gold, and I'm going to do these 2 in black. So we have this one in black, and see, but I did the background in a color. Oh wow, Linda, I give you credit. Teachers are amazing. Okay, and then I did this one in green. So I just kind of chose colors that I'm using to color. This one is the poppy. And so I'm going to go ahead and use yellow on this one, even though we are doing yellow on the background. I think it's going to be fine because we're going to stamp in black. Let me get my little tape off of here. All right. So we're going to take our brush again and bring it in. I wanted to be a teacher when I was young, and I was going to marry Donny Osmond. I did meet Donny Osmond. Didn't marry him, but that's okay. And I am glad I didn't become a teacher. I don't know that I could have handled that with young kids. Oh, that is very sweet, Carol. My grandkids are 2 and 5, and I just am in love. I'm sad I can't see them today, but I'm so lucky I get to see them a lot. Okay, so we're going to take the die again, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to, now I did wipe a lot of this off, so I need to pick up ink again. Hi, Linda, welcome. All right, so we're going to do our background again, and if it goes down the edges, it's okay. I just didn't want it on the back. I just want it on the top. But did you see I tried to brush it, and because I wiped a lot of it off, and I just pounce on it. I don't rub it. I just kind of pounce and kind of angle it because it is kind of rounded. And then you're going to get plenty. All right, we're just going to do a little. We don't need a lot. We want mainly the butterflies. So I'm okay with a little of the leaves popping up. And you can do as little or as much as you want. I'm going to do this little guy right here. Okay, a little or as much as you want. I'm going to do the bigger guy down here. And you can see you can get darker if you pounce and get your ink and just keep going over and over and it'll get dark. All right, we're going to pull this up here. And I'm going to get this little guy over here. And I think I'm going to put this guy up here a little bit. It's going to go off on the tape, which is fine. And I think I'm going to do this one down here. Do that one a little darker. Okay, it does not have to be perfect. It just kind of gives you the image that, let me see if I can get this without being all crazy on me. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but it just kind of gives you that image there. All right, so I'm going to wipe this off. I just don't want yellow all over my die. All right, and then we're going to carefully take that off. All right, so there's our background. And now we're going to move this aside, and I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to do the edges of this. So I'm just going to come around like this. Nothing crazy, just to kind of, okay, this is where my tape was, so see if I can rub it off, yeah. And then I'm just going to come back around this side. All right, so I think that is enough. It's kind of white in the middle. I'm going to bring this back in and decide what sentiment I want to use. And so what I was going to show you, and I'm not going to show you on this just in case I mess up. Let's see. What do I want to use? I like this one. You're an inspiration. because I think these are kind of inspirational, fun sentiments on these cards. So let's use you're an inspiration. Or how about for a true friend? Let's do for a true friend. Like you're going to give this as a gift. That's what I'm going to do. So let me find a little block. All my little blocks are taken here. Let's see if I can clean one up. I have a lot of little blocks over here with all the layers and they need to be cleaned. Okay. So here's for a friend. And we're going to do black. And I'm going to put it kind of to the side, right there. Okay, for a true friend. So this is going to be a really cute set. We are going to put this kind of where this white spot is and pop it up. But first, I think I'm going to take some twine to kind of tie in with this twine here. And so I'm going to double it up. All right, we're going to triple it up. We're going to triple it up. I'm debating on what kind of bow I want to do. If I want to do a bow, all right, let's do a bow first. So I'm going to leave this hanging down a little bit and I'm going to do like a triple bow. So I do a figure 8 triple bow. I'm going to leave this kind of long so we can play with it. And then I'm going to go over, and this is on multiple videos. What size cards you are using, please? Yes, the card is actually the note cards. I love these. So these are the white Whisper White note card and envelope. Hi Cheryl, welcome. And you get 20 in a package. And I want to say these are like $10. But these are just fantastic. I don't know the price right off the top of my head. It should be linked below. So you can just click on the link and it'll give you all the information. But those with the paper pumpkin box, the mini paper pumpkin boxes are just so nice. Okay, so there's our little triple bow. I think what I'm going to do is just kind of put it down here, but I'm going to wrap this around 2, 3 times and then just put my bow right there. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this in the, well, I want it to hang in the front. So let me think about this. I am going to maybe do it like this. All right, so we're going to take this and I'm just going to go around and make myself a little knot somehow and kind of try to tuck it under the bow because I want those 2 strings to hang down. So let me see here. I'm going to pull this over and I'm just going to tie this in a little knot. $7. Thank you very much. $7 for 20 of them. And I love to use these for little note cards and little gift sets. And the little mini paper pumpkin boxes are fantastic to put them in. All right, so there's my little knot. I'm going to move this up. And I like to glue my little bow down where you want it. So I'm just going to take a glue dot and put it in place. All right, so we'll put that right underneath. where you want the glue dot. And now you can have your little string hanging. I think I'm going to turn it sideways a little bit so that we can put our butterflies on there. All right, and then we'll cut that in the end once we kind of figure out what we want to do with it. But let's go ahead and put that down. We'll adhere it down so we can start decorating our box. Yeah, so I went on, sadly, these were not on sale, so don't think you missed the paper pumpkin mini boxes. So last night I was like, you know what, I've got to go get some of those. And this is like my third order, right, for the extravaganza we had. I like to put one in the middle just so it doesn't kind of cave in. I want it to be nice and sturdy. It just depends on the size of the label. And my ribbon's a little bit loose, and I am okay with that. We're going to fix that once we start putting everything together. And I'm just going to kind of straighten that out where I want it. And we're going to start putting our butterflies on and our greenery. So I think I'm just going to put him like right here. And I'm going to put it like kind of over because I want the gold to show here and the gold down there. So we're going to add our dimensionals. But these are great for Christmas, for Valentine's. I mean, I think this is just a great, I gave my sister-in-law's cards one year. And every time they used one, they would be like, I used one of your cards today. Or, oh, I was so thankful that I had the cards. I didn't have to go get one. And so if you have old bundles of cards that you've made, just kind of hanging around. Now I'm going to kind of flex my wings just a little bit. And I'm going to curl these under. It's still going to lay flat, but because I put all the dimensionals on like that. Whereas this one, I made it more where the wings can go up because I put the dimensionals down the middle. But this is the box on top. I just really want to make sure that it's gonna stay secure and safe. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna put these underneath, I think. Well, kind of in the middle, I think. Spread them out so you can see them. And then this year, of course, I did the Gorgeous Posies bundle because that is just too pretty. And so those will be going out. All right, so what I did with these is I'm just going to like fold it in the middle and then just kind of curve the edges just a little to give it a little bit of texture. A little bit of 3D. And then this one, I'm just going to fold under and then out just kind of on the tip, just to kind of give it a little bit of a wave. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to add a dimension right here and then on the tip. So we're going to do a little one right here, and then I'm going to do another little one like right on the tip. And I'll probably do one at the bottom too. That one looks like it's, oh, I think I'll do it right there. The tip is kind of flipped up, but the bottom was kind of flat, but that's fine. And I think I'm just going to do this one right here. All right, and then we'll put this one. So I put the butterflies first. And then what I do is I go back in and I kind of fill in the leaves. I'm going to put this one down the middle. The leaves are folded down. Thank you. And I'm going to, I think I'm going to put this little guy over here because I'm going to pick this up before I forget. And we're going to stamp really quick right there. So let me put this guy down. We have like a little trailing black right there. So I'm going to, this is going to be tricky. I'm going to fold this up right here. And we're going to do this in Memento. and just kind of do like the butterflies coming in. All right, now we're going to take our little butterfly like he's flying in right there. So we'll just have him flying in. All right. Oh, Linda, that is a great idea. And try to just change up the sentiments, you know, a thank you, a thinking of you, congratulations, you know, whatever you think. I even think all thank you cards are great because I think thank you cards are just, you know, the best way to go. Because everybody needs thank you cards, and it's so nice to do an appreciation. Okay, first of all, I need to trim this. I didn't trim this one, apparently. And you can just keep adding how many leaves you want and fill it in. And this is pretty much what we're going to do. Oh, you know what I just did? Oh, no, this is right. Okay, we're going to put that. I'm just going to add that there. I have a little one here that I'm going to do. Add that. This one I'm adding 2 dimension, oops, on this little long one. And I'm going to bring in, let's see, I have some extras over here. Let's see what I have. I love the mini dimensionals. These are like the best things ever. I probably could do 1, but I'm going to do 2. I think I'm just going to stick that one coming out there. Okay, so there we go. There's another one. So there's our 4 cards. Now we need to make our box. All right. So we'll set those aside and now move on to our box. Let's see. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. All right. Now for our box. Let's go ahead and put our box together. Super simple. Just do the scoring wherever it's at. Okay, I'm going to bring it out just a little bit. All right. So we're just going to score this up. Do all of our folding. All right, so now this is really simple. You're going to put your 2 corners in like this. I fold the lid back, and then put these in, fold this over, and pop it out. Now you could decorate your other side. You could add DSP on it. You can do whatever you want. I like to put the clear side on the inside. The inside you can put food. These are food safe. And so I would put the shiny side inside. Now a lot of people like to do it the other way and do the shiny on the outside. But to me this is slick, so stamping on it's not going to be so easy. So I like to do this. Make sure you do your stamping first. And now they just close right up with your little flaps right there in the front. All right. So here we're going to put our cards in. Let's do that. So here's card number 1, number 2. So I did 2 with black ink. I did 2 with gold, and I meant to do one this way, this one, but I forgot, but that's okay. This one I splattered with black. So this is one that I did when I very first got this new stuff. Hi, Vay. Welcome. Happy Thanksgiving. Lisa, happy Thanksgiving. All right, so we're going to close this up, and now see how our cards fit in there just perfectly. So now I wanted to do something different. I pulled this out of, and I forgot to, well, I can't list the new stuff because it's not available on my little program to list it. But this is the Dandy Garden specialty paper, kind of like our paper is for the Forever Greenery. So we have different little pieces on there. So that's this one. So I thought we would put this on here. So I'm going to try, and I think I'm going to do some daubing with this. So, and that just came to my mind. So let's just see. I didn't really have a plan for all this. Let's see what I have. I don't know if I have. Okay, so here is Poppy. I am going to do the circle and Poppy. So what I want to do is I had a piece of paper. Let me see if I have it right here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of paper and I'm going to, oh, here it is right here. So I just cut out a circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this circle right here the best I can, and I'm going to color with Poppy. Okay, we're going to pull it around. Now this side I'm not worried about. We're just going to color this with Poppy, and this is just with the dauber. This is just what was left over from doing my project for the butterflies. And so I'm just going to try and not get it too much on everything else. So cut yourself a circle and just daub. You don't want it too wet. It's going to get all over if you do that. All right. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. All right. So we're going to go here. All right. So I'm good with that. I could go a little closer. I'm barely going to go closer. All right, so let's do that. And now I'm going to see if I have, let me find my daubers because I don't think I have Granny Apple Green yet. I do not. So let me grab one. And we're going to make this one Granny Apple, so I'm going to have to put a label on it. Happy Thanksgiving too. All right, so now we're going to do greenery. And so I'm just going to go ahead and make all the rest of this green. And I'm not going to be super picky about it. I'm going to make this green. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of put this on here. I don't want it to mix with my Poppy. And so I'm just going to make that green. And I think I'm going to make this. All right, now I'm going to cut my flowers, cover them up so I can get the green in here. And it's just kind of a water, like a wash. You don't need it to be exact. I just don't want to get too much green on top of my Poppy and make a funky color. So just be careful of that. All right, so that's good enough for me. All right, so I'm going to put that right there and have to label that. All right, and the next color is Daffodil. I think I could use this one here. All right, here's a yellow. And then I'm just going to do the yellows. All right, so there's just kind of something fun. You're going to still see some white in there, and I'm not worried about it. I could try to go over it again with my green a little bit, but I'm afraid to do too much. Let's see. So this was our green, and you can tell it's hardly any on it. All right, and that's good enough for me. All right, so just adds a little bit. So remember on those little die cuts that you could go in and color them up. And so we're going to add this. I did the just say hello here, but I want to stamp a little butterfly there. So I'm going to bring this in, our large one, because we don't have little stamps. And now what we're going to do is we are going to use our daubers again, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do our yellow, I think. No, let's do our poppy. We're going to let it pop a little bit. And ooh, yum. That sounds great. I think I'm going to do this little guy over here. And I think I'm going to change my mind. I think I'm going to take this part off here and make it yellow. And just kind of daub up the yellow that I had already on here. And let's see what we come up with. It's kind of sketchy when you do this and you've got other images around, so I just want to make sure that nothing's on those. Like this leaf has a little bit of the yellow. So just take a tool. I have my nail, but you could take a little tool in there and just kind of get close and make sure you don't have anything on there. And then we're just going to try and stamp that right there. Uh-oh, I didn't put a mat underneath me, so hopefully there. So it's just enough just to add a little bit of something there. All right. So we'll bring our box back in. I do Tuve. I love dragonflies. All right, so we're going to have that on here, and this I'm going to put right inside of it. Now you could always use a 2 1/4 circle punch, and a 2 1/4 is like slightly bigger, but it would work perfect in here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put that in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over, kind of get an idea of where I want it. I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to take double-sided tape and just make sure it's kind of adhered right where I want it. And I just need the tiniest bit because I'm going to put glue dots or foam squares to pop it up. So I just want to make sure that that's where I want it. And now we're going to find our dimensionals. And I'm going to go over the side and make sure you pick up that edge. Over the side. And I'm picking up, I want one in the middle. I'm going to make sure I'm over the edge, picking it up. Oh, I have dragonflies come in my backyard all the time. And one is red, and my mom kind of had reddish hair, so I always think of my mom when my dragonfly comes to visit. All right, so here we go. All right, so let's put this on. I always like to put the large image item on first, and then that way you can kind of go from there decorating. So again, we have some leaves. I have a butterfly over here. You can make it as much or as little as you want. And so again, I'm going to cut out my butterflies. And when you have these just ready to go, I mean, you can just quickly cut out the one you want. I'm not going to do a lot of butterflies on the top I'm guessing this could go in a drawer or on the counter or whatever when somebody wants it. But I'm going to make this butterfly pop a little bit. So I want the leaves to go down and the tips to go up just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and cut this because I'm getting down to my bottom here, which is perfect. Everybody's having a sale. Macy just keeps bothering me. All right, we're going to cut that off. Let's pop this up right here. All right, we're going to add a little bit of leaves. I brought this leaf in, which is also a part of this. So we could stick it in there if we wanted and kind of put it out, but I don't know that I want that. I think I'm really liking these other little leaves that just kind of match everything. So we're going to use this one. Thank you. I thought, well, if we're not going to do Christmas, I mean, this would make a fantastic Mother's Day gift, a birthday gift. I mean, it just looks like so much, but honestly, when you think about the $7.50 for 20 cards for note cards, and you do 4 in a package, and the box, it's like a complete perfect set right there. And I think I'm going to do this one coming kind of down, this one kind of coming up. So just add a little here and there, wherever you want it. We could add, we're going to add a bow, so I'll show you how we're going to do that. We're going to add that there. Again, love these little dimensionals. I suggest if you have this set, you buy some more little blocks, so you don't have to keep taking on and off, because look, I had to get some old blocks out that I had. And then I have the, you know, the bigger blocks. But there's a lot of little tiny blocks on here, but it's so nice to have them on the block ready to go. All right, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. Well, maybe I'll add this little guy right here. See, and here I have some more leaves. I have a light and dark, so let's pull these in and just kind of tie in these leaves to over there. I'm gonna add a dark one, I think, right here. Kind of layer that up. I'm gonna add this one. Let's see. That's kind of solid. I don't know if I can really add anything right there. I'm just going to tuck it in, tuck a couple in just to tie it in a little bit. And we'll just tie this one in. Let's see. I kind of want to tie them together. Let's see. I'm going to go right underneath there. See how I did it? I just tucked it right underneath next to it, so it's right there. Just kind of ties in, and then we're going to add one more little butterfly. I just want to add one more. I know. I'm adding more. Can't help it. But first, we're going to do a bow. So again, we're going to do one of my bows. And I think this time, I'm also going to bring in our gold, this gold. And this came with a kit, but you can get it, the other gold rope. I don't, off the top of my head, I think it's in the greenery, Forever Greenery. But I just decided at the last minute I'm going to pull this in. So I'm going to pull this in like this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. All right, you guys are going to think I'm nuts. Okay. So I'm going to do a triple bow. So I'm going to measure it first. 1, 2, 3. So I do measure 8. I go around, and then I want it to be kind of long. So I'm going to cut it about right there. All right, so there's my, I'm almost done. Okay, and now I think what I'm going to do, I love yellow. You're right. It is happy, happy color. Okay, I'm gonna tie this in a knot so it doesn't go all over the place, but I'm gonna fray this. So let's see how well this goes. I'm just gonna try and do it with my nail here for a minute. And take this undone. And we can do it at the end after it's a bow too, which I think that's what I'll do. I'll do that because I don't want to do the whole thing because I'm not sure how that might take a while to try to make a bow. All right, so we're going to leave a tail. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go around. Okay, so I went around. Oops, I need to go around with both of them. Okay, so you do a figure 8, leave yourself a tail first, and then pick up that over, and then just kind of come back through so you can tie it. Okay, so now you're going to tie it, and now you've got this big fluffy bow. All right, and I think we're just going to put it there, and then this is where our butterfly is going to be going, I think. I don't know. But let's deal with the bow first. So I think what I'm going to do is cut it off about there. And then I'm gonna shred the bottoms. I'm gonna unbraid it basically. So if you just take a pick or your pokey tool or whatever you have, and actually the twine does it too. The linen twine does it too. It's a little more work to get it to do, but I'm just gonna undo the gold. And it'll unfray itself after a while. That's why I like to tie a knot in it when I'm tucking it in items and things so that it's just not all over. So that's fine on one side. So I was requested on Tuesday, I'm going to be using our new art gallery and bringing in a couple other pieces to go with it. So I will be doing that on Tuesday. Of course, I will be up late on Monday putting my order in for our new goodies. So, all right, so there's our bow. Oh, Linda, I'll show you again. Remind me at the end of this. I'll do it slow. It's so easy. All right, I think I'm just going to tuck that right there. So glue dots it is. This bow is such a great bow. My mom was always really good at bows, and then I relearned that bow, which I think I just kind of forgot about it, and then I remembered. My brother's like, no, Mom did bows like that all the time. Because I'm like, oh yeah, I was teaching my daughter-in-law. Okay, so, or sister-in-law. All right, so here we go. So you can just fan this out. You can do whatever you want with it. We can tuck this behind the butterfly. And then you still have these two hanging down. It's whatever you want. And now we're just going to put our butterfly. And I think I am fine with our little butterfly right there. I think that'll be fun. So I'm going to add a couple of pieces here to our butterfly. All right, so there is our box. And then I know you can't say, just wanted to say hi. You can't see it, but you can in person. It's on the video, it might be kind of hard to see. But there is our box. And then here are our cards. Tuesday is at 2 o'clock also. I know it's kind of 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 o'clock, I think, for you, if I'm remembering right. All right, so here's our cards. So we have our 4 different, like I said, I tried to tie in our different colors just on the panels, just so it would kind of tie in but look different. I did a string on 2, I did black ink on 2, I did gold embossing on 2, I did black splatter on 1. And so what a cute set to just give to somebody, right? I mean, you could just tie a bow back here. You could bring it up around here. You could put some DSP in here. You could take a piece of paper and do this yellow background. And then you could lay that in here as a background just to kind of tie it in. You could add, you know, even just the box and do little chocolates or whatever. So there is our set for today. I will re-show you. Let me get some ribbon. It's a little easier to see how to do a bow. All right, I have some ribbon here that might be easier to see. So let me set this aside. For those of you that already know how to do a bow in your own way and you prefer, let me just give you some information. If you guys can like, subscribe, and share, I would appreciate it so very much. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate your comments. A lot of people come back and send me messages or comment even after, and I do appreciate that. I try to read every single one and answer every message. So if you have messages or comments or anything, I appreciate it. And I will definitely be working on why this one's a little fuzzy. That kind of bothers me, but we'll get that fixed. Again, I am live on Tuesdays and Sundays. Those are scheduled times: Tuesdays at 2, Sundays at noon. So I will be here Sunday. Actually, Carol, your project will be Sunday. I forgot today is Thursday. Good night, Carol. Thank you very much. And then, of course, if you guys ever need anything, my blog is marciebeseckerdesigns.com. You can go back and re-watch this video included in the blog post, which will be about projects and measurements and things like that, if there's anything out of the ordinary that you need to know. On some days, I will be only posting on blogs on the Tuesday nights and Sunday nights. But if I did this one, I will post it tonight. But if I do some in between, it's usually going to be Sundays and Tuesday nights. And of course, you can go shopping at marciebeseckerdesigns.com. That is my current host code. It will be changing this week to December. All right, so let's show you the bow, how to do a bow. So, oh, let me grab one that's open. I didn't realize this one wasn't open. Let's see. All right, this ribbon's open. I tend to keep the plastic on it, and then I grab the bow out the side so it can kind of still stay on here for as long as I can get it to stay. All right, so you're going to hold, let me see myself here on the screen. You're going to hold this, and you're going to have a tail as long as you want your tail. So if you don't want it very long, don't, just kind of keep it where you want it. You want to hold it in your second, like, knuckle there of your finger, because you're going to use this side to do some twisting, okay? So now you're going to take your ribbon, and your finger is your gauge. If you want a little tiny bow or a big bow, this is your gauge. So I tend to go like this and kind of get an idea of the size I want. So I'll make probably one about like that. So that's 1, 2. Okay, let me start it over. You're going to go over, so you're doing a figure 8. So always go over. You're completely flat, the first one. Go over, and now you're figure 8ing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now you have 3 loops here, 3 loops there. You're not counting this. This is a tail. Okay, now I'd rather have more than not enough, because if you don't have enough, you're wasting your bow anyway. It's not going to make the bow you want. Although you can just do 2 loops. It just depends on what you're doing. So now you have your 3, and you're going to go all the way over and tuck it in. Okay, so let me do that part over again. You're going to hold this here and do your figure 8. You got your straight ribbon. 1, this is 1, 2, 3, and then that's 3. And now, so you're going to land on top, and then you're going to go under and then over, all the way over. And then once you go over, this part gets people tricked up, but you don't want to come back through here because that's not going to tie it. You want to come back over and then through. So if you're just looking at this, you're going to go over and back through like that, and then pull it. So again, over everything. You're going to come out the bottom. Now you're going to come across, you're going to lay it over top, and then go back, and remember it's going away from you. And now you're going to pull this and pull as tight as you can. You've got everything secure here. All right, and then you're going to slide that off, and there's your bow. I hope you guys got that. And then just fan out your little ribbon. And there is your bow. And like I said, you can do 2 if you want, or 3. It just depends on what kind of ribbon it is. It depends on how big your project is, that kind of thing. So see, that could go on there, but it'd be kind of, I mean, you could put this on there and then just kind of intertwine it. You know, it just depends on what you're going to use it for, how big it is. And they go pretty flat. Or the ribbon is, usually it'll just puff right back up. So I hope that helped you on how to create a bow. And like I said, it's the finger, the gauge. I have my husband put his arms up when I'm doing the big bows. So you could do the same thing. And it's kind of like those little bow makers. It's just 2 sticks. You're doing the same thing. Some people like to go all the way around and then tie the knot in the middle. And you can do that. You just have to remember, if your ribbon is 2-sided, when you come back across on the figure 8, you're going to turn it. And then you're going to turn it back so that all your same bow is going to be the same on the outside and different on the inside. So it's the same thing, just twist it in the middle and then twist it back. So you'll get it. Oh, good, Linda. Oh, little children, Linda. Children. I don't think I could teach small children. That's a lot to ask. Although I love teaching my grandkids, so I guess it's where your heart is. The loop makes it big or small. Yes. So as you're doing the ribbon, like, oh look, that's it. As you're doing the ribbon, if you're doing your long finger like that and your fingers are far apart, your bow's going to be big. If your fingers are close together, then you can make it just a tiny bow. So it's how far your fingers are apart is how big your bow's going to be. So if I did this one, this is the last of this ribbon. So if I did it, let me change cameras. So if I did this one close together, really close together, I'm going to do 2 because it's so small and I'm almost out of ribbon. So I'll do 2 and cross over. I got the tape on here. Okay, and so I'm going to cross over and then come back under. This is a little piece of ribbon, but with tape on it still. Okay, and then be careful. You can pull fairly tightly, but you could also break your ribbon, so be careful. So I always tend to put the top one to the top because it's like the outside one. But see how little that bow is? And that's just 2. Look, there's tape on here. Well, the tape's the end of the ribbon, but you get the idea. There we go. So now, when your fingers are close together, you can make it a very little bow compared to a larger bow. So it's just a matter of how far apart you keep your fingers. And that's where the size of your ribbon comes in. There you go, Vay. So there's the 2 different, and of course you know you want to cut your ribbons however you want them. So this will go on something. Maybe I'll put this on my project on Sunday. Well, the little one. This one I pulled hard and I had that tape on the end, so it got kind of funny, but there you go. All right, so I hope you now learned how to make a ribbon. So I want to hear all about your ribbon practice. So on Sunday, that is your homework. Do some ribbons, practice, and share with me on Sunday how your ribbon making went. I'd love to hear it. So I hope you guys enjoyed our set with our cute little box and our 4 cards. Now, like I said, I did 1 portrait and 2 landscape, and then I did the 3rd one landscape, and I kind of wish I would have done, oops, where am I? I kind of wish I would have done this one also portrait, but that's okay. So we have 3 landscape, 1 portrait, not a big deal. Yeah, the double-sided, just twist it as you're going, and it'll work out perfect. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you give the ribbon a try. I'd love to hear if you create yourself some cute little gift sets. I mean, sometimes you're invited to a dinner party or a birthday party or something, and you could have these ready to go to just grab and wrap a bow around it, whatever, and there you go. You don't even have to do a card with it because it's the whole thing is a card. You know, it's just, you could just add a little note inside or whatever, and you have a cute, perfect little gift set. You could put tissue in it if you want. It's just, I mean, you could even fit like a little, those little pins. And don't forget to put your envelopes in here. And we didn't decorate envelopes, but I always like to decorate. So I'll probably just take that same butterfly and just add it on there. There you go. Off to your homework. I didn't want you to get bored. All right, so I have my 4 envelopes. I will decorate them, but for now they're in there. And this is how it is, nice and full with 4. I mean, you could do 6. They do smush down. But I think 4 is really, really cute. Linda, I'm glad you did. You are so welcome, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I have lots of projects I need to finish. And Carol, I know you went to sleep, but I will definitely do the projects that you requested on Sunday. I probably will not be on for the rest of this week. I have lots of stuff to do. I want to finish my shopping. I need to wrap. I have a 100 card order that I need to finish and my own Christmas card. So I will show you a Christmas card on Sunday. I did finish one and I'm super happy with my Christmas cards. So you guys know what they look like if you saw my videos a few videos ago. I gave you a sneak peek, but I kind of changed it up a little bit and I will show you, don't let me forget, I will show you on Sunday. Bye, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your Thanksgiving. I will see you on Sunday at noon Pacific time.